We are live from Amway Center for an Eastern Conference contest with the Magic in Orlando. I'm Kevin Harlan, joined by the talented analyst tandem of Greg Anthony and Chris Webber. David Aldridge is on our sideline. A good game here would get this road trip started confidently for the Cavaliers. Still out of the lineup is Mo Harkless. They want him healthy.
Yeah, I hear you, Kevin. But really, it's an issue for both teams with regard to the injury situation. So it's a matter of which team can rise up and show the fortitude necessary to play through those injuries and still come out on top.
Yeah, but we've all played it and been a part of it, and this goes to the whole next man up theory. We'll see which team has the depth needed to prosper in the face of adversity.
And before we get going, let's hear from David Aldridge on the sideline. David?
Well, guys, look, the return of LeBron James to Cleveland has become one of the best redemptive stories of the last decade. He clearly wasn't just great on the court. The roster and the coaching staff have been shaped by his hand as well. Now, LeBron said, I know what personnel works for my game. I knew what we needed, and I think our GM and our coaching staff have done a great job of fulfilling that. Guys?
Thanks, D.A., and it's crucial that Cleveland keeps LeBron happy, one of the greatest players to ever play the game. Well, as the NBA season comes into full gear, you really start to see just how big the NBA season is. Chris, would you like to keep it at 82 games, or would you like to change it, maybe bring the schedule and the regular season number of games down a bit?
I like to keep it the same. I'd like to keep it the same because it is the same tradition that other players had to go through it. You know, the Magics, the Birds, you had to play 82 games. I don't think it's too much. And technology today is much better. You can come back, you can recuperate faster, you can come back from injury easier than players before this generation came. And so I say 82 games.
And a look at the starters for the Cavaliers. Inside, we got the tenacious Love and Thompson. Jordan is out there with Thomas. And it's LeBron in at the three. And now the fast break, LeBron with the ball. And he tries off the glass, but it's no good. Pass to Ross. Over LeBron. He can't hit that time. And it's the Cavaliers taking it the other way. This game coming on the heels of their win against the Kings.
Yeah, unfortunately for them, I thought the opponent's defense just never showed up.
No, but I like that they attacked those weaknesses. They made them pay for a lackluster effort.
And so it begins taking control right up front.
Well, I like the effort. It always feels good to get on the board first.
Now here's Jordan, coming in off a 41-point performance last game out. That one goes. Count it.
Yeah, good awareness there. He sees an opening and doesn't hesitate.
Well, that opening right there, that's just because the defense failed to rotate.
Here are the Magic now. There's the pick. And Vucevic kicks to Green. Outside Jordan. Pass to Thomas. The dish to James. Misses the layup. He had him with that pump fake.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
And there's the foul. It goes on Mr. Incredible. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Peyton. A 14-point game for him in the win against the Bulls in Chicago.
Don't forget, he also racked up 3 steals. He showed terrific anticipation and heart on the defensive end.
And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Vucevic. And as successful as LeBron James has been, a max contract, all the endorsements, everything else, he's made his mark with his philanthropy.
Well, Kevin, my favorite part about LeBron is what he's done off the court. I mean, $2.5 million to the Muhammad Ali Museum. Think about this. This might be one of the greatest philanthropic moves, in my opinion, by an athlete. $40 million to pay for the college tuition of 1,000 Ohio school children. I mean, he's affecting the world in ways much larger than basketball.
Now here's LeBron after the miss from Vucevic and the dunk by Jordan.
That's just the vision of Thomas, spotting the open man and delivering the ball on time and on target.
And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes played. Peyton kicks to Vucevic to the left wing. The three. Another miss by Orlando.
Well, you can't fault him for taking the three when he's that wide open. You can't pass that shot up.
James dishes to Jordan. Buries the long-range jumper. Jordan's got 7 points in the game.
His touch has been terrific this quarter. Most of what he puts up is going down.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Vucevic gets double-teamed. Kicks it to Ross. Shot clock at 6. Vucevic a screen on Thompson. Looking to end the run. Misses off the left iron.
You got to give the D credit there. It affected him. He didn't have much room to get the shot off.
Back to Jordan. Out to Thompson. Cleveland moving it around. It's Thomas outside. And another 3 for Cleveland.
And you can sense they're starting to take charge here.
Yeah, and it goes beyond the small lead that they built. They really captured the momentum.
And now the first timeout called here for the Magic. This their first chance this season playing the Cavaliers.
The game is the first of a 3-game season series for these clubs, both looking to take round 1.
Yeah, and they play in the same conference. Not a rivalry per se, but familiar enough to cause some tricky problems for one another.
And the Cavaliers making a change here. Zizic is checked in for Tristan Thompson. Crowder comes in for Kevin Love. J.R. Smith's checked in for James. And Andrew Harrison subbed in for Thomas.
And Isaac, great job there of putting the defense in a bad way, forcing the foul with that move.
That's also good. So he hits both free throws.
And Jonathan Isaac, a 6'11" small forward out of Florida State. You know, we're seeing more and more players like this with the length of a center and the guard skills. You know, you think of KD, of Brandon Ingram, and now Isaac.
And they pick up 2.
If you leave him alone, he'll drain that mid-range jumper all day long.
Fournier against Jordan. There's the pass to Harrison. That's a 2 from Smith. And there's another one for the Cavaliers. And the story for Jonathan Isaac. As a sophomore in high school, Greg, he stood 6'3" and played guard. He hit a growth spurt, as you can see.
Yeah, and it makes a difference. I think what I notice most is that he's retained not just the perimeter skill, but also the fluidity. I mean, he's light on his feet and really moves well. Remember, there was another guy that was a point guard that had a nice growth spurt. I think his name was Anthony Davis.
Jordan the pass to Smith. Back to Jordan. He got it up that time, but it wouldn't fall for him. A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. Cavaliers lead by 3. And we'll get things started in the second quarter when we return. And, of course, as we've always seen with LeBron James, it's
putting all the pressure on me to be better and come through for my.
So both teams changing it up here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Ross is the 3 with Gordon at the 4. Then it's Green. Then there's Payton. And it's Graves in at the 2. That's who's out there for Orlando. Now here's Ross. In the game against Chicago, very impressive. The drive by Jordan. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. Chris, sometimes when a player is feeling it, in that rhythm, in that groove, there's nothing you can do to slow him down. Is there a player in the league right now who you feel is the deadliest when things are really falling right for him?
I mean, James Harden, how about this guy? Now that he's getting other guys involved, he's so much harder to guard because you don't know if he's going to pass it, ending up in a successful assist, or if he's just going to knock it down in your face, and his range is just so incredible. You do not want to let that man get hot. Also, of course, we know Curry. You better not let him get hot because he'll do some incredible things, and then his teammate, his boy, his partner, Klay Thompson, I mean, just the way that these guys shoot is just so fun to watch. So, I mean, these guys, when you talk about deadly from anywhere, anytime, you got to guard these guys like they used to say when they get in the parking lot. Not when they get in the arena. You better start guarding them in the parking lot because they can score at any time.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Thanks, Kevin. Mr. Incredible in their last matchup against the Kings really lit up the floor. He had 41 points, and he was locked in with a strong shooting night from both the floor and the free throw line. He put up numbers that really jumped out in the box score. A very solid performance. And Kevin will see what he's got in his arsenal tonight.
David, appreciate the report. He was a one-man show in that game.
And, you know, it'll be interesting to see how much that took out of him. I mean, he'll have a hard time putting up anything even close to those numbers here tonight.
I mean, well, it should have taken all the energy out of him. It should have taken something out of him, Greg. I mean, he pushed the envelope in every way that night. He was unreal.
And, Chris, one thing I'm sure you appreciate about Kevin Love's game is his passing.
Oh, definitely. I love his Wes Unseld, the ode to Wes Unseld outlet pass that he does. I mean, just touchdown strikes. Good vision in the high post as well.
Now here's Gordon. 8 points for him. Here's Green. Tried to bank it in, but he misses. Cleveland's gotten off 4 shots from three-point range tonight and buried every one of them. Jordan kicks to Thomas. James dishes to Jordan. The kick out to LeBron. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Jordan. Now it's a 4-point Cavalier lead.
Oh, you got to respect the deep ball from James. Terrific at getting his feet under him before firing.
Gordon a screen. Payton passes to Ross. Right through the D for the layup. Ross has got 7 points here in this quarter.
Wow, he had a rough first quarter, but he didn't let it get him down. He's gotten off to a hot start in this second period.
And slam dunk by Jordan.
And guys, right now, the defense mentally not there. Can't afford too many of those in a close game like this.
Yeah, Jay, you're right. Almost a free run for him there.
Well, yeah, and you have to give him credit, too. Makes the right read go straight to the rim.
Here's Payton. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Here's Gordon, and the layup's good off the glass. James. No good on that last second attempt there. And the first half comes to a close. We've got a close game going on here. Cleveland ahead. They lead by 2. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Alfred, how big is defense going to be in the second half to help you get this win?
It's going to be big. That's what it's going to come down to. Defense wins games.
It certainly does, Alfred. Thank you. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second half of basketball right after this. And now the start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead through the first 2 quarters. And Mr. Incredible has been sensational.
Oh, well, they've done a good job of letting the game come to them, and really few forced shots here so far.
Terrific first half on offense.
No more for his scoring than his playmaking, but Thomas looking to become more balanced as a lead guard.
Special thanks to Under Armour for that sweet replay we just saw. Another unleash chaos moment. Payton kicks to Vucevic. Ross on the wing. Over James. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact and he'll shoot 2. The Magic shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. That free throw good from Ross. He hits both from the stripe. Well, we always hear about how some guys are locker room leaders or a veteran presence on a team. Chris, how quickly does someone establish themselves as a team leader? It's universally embraced by the rest of the team.
It's tough. You know, some guys can come in and do it day one, but I think that we've seen a lot of leaders grow, whether it was a great leader like a 2-time MVP in Nash. It took some years first for him to understand himself and then kind of let his leadership just you follow that on the court. We bring that to today with a guy like a John Wall. It's taken him about 4 or 5 years to really learn to be around veterans, but guys are coming in younger now, and so I think that it's going to take a little bit of time to develop, but as long as they're continuing to learn, as long as they're continuing to put the effort out, because you're a leader first by what you do, not by what you say. And so if you are trying to figure your way out and work hard, then you're being a leader. People are figuring it out. It's usually when does the vocal part come in along with kind of leading by an example. And so I think for every person it's different, but it's a lot of fun watching, because when they get to that point, you've definitely seen some development and growth from them mentally and physically when you know they've taken over the reins like a guy like John Wall has.
Good insight. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Guys, the league may have never seen a player with more control on and off the court than LeBron James. He is a superstar, a playmaker, a coach on the floor. Some say he's the GM, and he even has a stake in a player agent business. LeBron says it's his dream to one day own an NBA team. Well, he's certainly getting some practice. Kevin?
No question about it, David. He's well on his way. As important a player as we've ever seen in basketball. For the Cavaliers, Zizic is checked in for Tristan Thompson. Smith comes in for Kevin Love. And Andrew Harrison subbed in for Isaiah Thomas. Here's Walters. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. Vucevic dishes to Fournier. And that time, also a missed shot.
And they've only got a slight edge on the boards, but it just feels a lot bigger.
And it was going back and forth there for a while, but now starting to just stretch out that lead a bit. They're definitely looking like the better team.
And Tyronn Lue thrown right into the fire as the head coach of the Cavaliers, and he led them to a title in his rookie year as a head coach.
Yeah, it was a whirlwind, but he's so organized. He knew the changes he wanted to make. Coming in and leading a championship team, he was up for the task.
Here's Walters, currently averaging almost 6 points a game. 2 open that time, made it look too easy. Isaac's got 7 points.
And he's got a quiet confidence about him, doesn't he, guys? I mean, he's thinking about shooting the ball as the pass is coming. And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
The feed to Fournier. Pass to Isaac. The 3. It's rebounded by Cleveland. They'll be off to Charlotte for a game against the Hornets. That'll be the second of this 2-game road trip. Third quarter of basketball here, and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by. And we'll examine here how the distribution has been between 3-pointers and 2-pointers tonight for Cleveland.
Liking the effectiveness they've shown here from three-point land. And I say, hey, shoot it more. They've been successful with a high field goal percentage, and we'll see if that continues to be a part of their arsenal.
The Magic making a switch here. Gordon's checked in. The Magic trail by 12. Takes the 13-footer. They get it back. Fournier. He hits it from 9.
Love the grit on the offensive glass. Those are just effort points.
Cleveland's gotten going here in the second half from outside, nailing 3 of 4 from the arc. Jordan against Fournier. The drive by Jordan, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. That one on Vucevic.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force them to the line.
The Cavaliers shooting their 4th and 5th shots at the foul line in the game.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
Both shots good from the stripe. Orlando with the ball. Down by 12. This game coming on the heels of their win against Chicago.
Away from home, you got to execute, and they did that flawlessly.
Yeah, and they also controlled the pace of the game for most of the night. Outstanding effort in a hostile environment.
And no fight left in the defense there after a teeth-rattling pick.
So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
Yeah, the defender all over him.
The Cavaliers shooting their 6th and 7th free throw attempts tonight. And that one misses. And the second free throw, good. 55 seconds left to play in the third. Feeds it to Fournier. And Vucevic kicks to Gordon. That one is good. He's only missed one shot of his 6 taken on the floor.
Oh, yeah, he's continuing to get his buckets, but the team overall is still having its struggles tonight.
Basket counts. That's now 32 points for Jordan.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Here's Vucevic. Count the bucket coming off a perfectly placed assist.
And so far going for more of an inside presence here in the second half, getting away from the three-point shot.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Pass to Magruder. And it's Crowder, top of the key. 5 on the clock. Jordan, the pass to Magruder. And out of bounds as the Magic will gain possession. .11 seconds left to play here in the third. Payton with the ball. From deep. And the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. And so it's Cleveland, holding on to an 8-point lead heading into the break. They're feeling very confident, shooting the ball with great efficiency and dictating the pace. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. Hello and thanks for joining us, folks. The fourth quarter. JaMychal Green, he's checked in for the Magic. Terrence Ross comes in for Fournier. And a switch here also for Cleveland. Jordan, he's checked in for Rodney Magruder. Ross is the 3 with Gordon at the 4. Then there's Elfrid Payton. Then it's JaMychal Green. And it's Graves in at the 2 spot. That's who's out there for Orlando. Jordan dishes to Thomas. Cleveland needs to get a shot off here. They grab their own miss. Goes back up. And Jordan with the nice inside bucket. Jordan's got 34 points.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
And Chris, as your career progressed, your free throw shooting percentage jumped up about 20 points higher than when you started. That's not the case for a lot of players. Just how hard is it for a big man to improve their free throw shooting throughout their career?
Okay, that's probably one of the things I'm proudest of is that I have the record for going from worst to that best improvement, and I worked out hard. I had a shooting coach, Buzz. We worked out every summer. I would take him everywhere with me, Kev. I mean,
really?
I would take this guy to the club, to church, to a restaurant, to he'd have to wait outside the bathroom. Everywhere I went that summer, I wanted him, with me because you have to focus and concentrate on it. You think about it, you have to change not only your mental habits, your repetition, but your thought process. So step 1 is figuring out that shot. Step 2 is how many repetitions. Step 3 is can you get that in game time atmosphere? And you really can't unless you punish yourself in the summer with running. So if you have to do a suicide every one you miss, or it just was just so much work and intensity on it because you have to build up so much trust, because the reason why guys shoot bad free throws, they don't trust it. They shoot a different way every time. And it was fun becoming better at that, but that's probably one of the toughest things I've ever done was get better at shooting free throws because the concentration and the time allowed it to try to improve.
Gordon a screen. Here's Ross. Loses the defender with the screen and drills the jumper.
How about the screen that frees him up, though, for the jumper?
LeBron kicks to Jordan. Out to the wing. Takes the 3. That's good. And it's Thomas picking up the assist. Thomas got his 4th assist in this one.
Continuing to push the action and build this lead.
And you see he's not worried about what's on the scoreboard. He just wants to go ham each possession.
Here's Ross. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
I love how he absorbs the foul and still had a chance to knock that one down.
And the first one at the line is good. The Magic making a switch here. Vucevic is checked in. So he gets them both. The Cavaliers leading by 17. Here's
Oh, wow.
Look out.
That's a beautiful jam.
And now they are probably too far ahead. It's going to be nearly impossible to get back in this one.
That's why you can't let yourself get in this deeper hole. Very little time now to climb out. Hey, look, he's not an easy man to defend. He'll get his points one way or another.
Cleveland's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Love the pass to Jordan. Back to Love. James against Ross. Here's Jordan. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Jordan's got 44.
And tonight's battle is going to end with a very clear winner, leaving nothing to chance. Impressive win for Cleveland.
You know, a team can have a great shooting night without getting a lot of assists, but tonight they had both.
Yeah, and listen, you only get the assist if the guy you give it to makes the shot. So a lot of assists will up your field goal percentage, but this was a great team effort by everyone.
And so taking a look at their season record, this will be win number 31 on the year.
And this is a great way for them.
Performance it was for Jordan.
It was the kind of game for him that all scorers dream of, where the basket seemed as wide as a barrel.
Here's Vucevic. Vucevic gets double teamed. Count that bucket. Well, they're really making a point of keeping the ball moving around.
That's the key. The D can't focus on one player, and no matter what anybody tells you, that ball will always move quicker than the defender.
Jordan dishes to Thomas. Back to Jordan. Thompson. So we see the Cavaliers taking the win here. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
That's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Chris Webber, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long.
Let's go, baby.
DJ, fantastic game.
Thanks.
Listen, Kevin and the guys want to talk to you back at the studio. Right this way.
Let's do it.
What's up? Kenny the Jet here. That might have been the most dominating game from one player that we've seen all season. Now, what led to this offensive explosion by you?
Wow, Kenny. I mean, that's funny that you think that was an offensive explosion, because to me, this should be my baseline level of play. Now, I think from here on out to the rest of the season, this will seem like less of an explosion and more like a mild flicker.
Well, then, if that's the case, I'm going to be at every game then, young fella.
Stay tuned, brother.